What is up, all of you spook lords? Welcome back to Ericode Blueberry. It's an unassuming Destiny podcast, and that's right, it's Festival of the Lost Time once again. My name is chillybin.
My name is Meckii.
Good. I didn't do anything with chillybin. Maybe I should have. Spooky bin. Chili boo.
Spooky bin is the toilet, the bin I keep beside my toilet. That's the spooky bin.
It's the slightly cursed toilet in the Airbnb that you regret booking.
It's the bin in the shared bathroom in your hospo shared house.
Or your second year university share house with 6 guys.
Yeah. It's the crunchy bin.
No, that convention was weeks ago. All right, very quick, I don't know, logistics update? We didn't do one last week because you were... Housekeeping? You were sick as a dog, and I think I was busy, and we just didn't get an episode in. And then the week before that was PAX, so we're back. We never make promises.
We're back.
I'm drinking what looks like blood. I assure you, it's gin.
I just have a spooky black cup.
But
Although
anyway,
I do have some spookier cups coming from Starbucks with pumpkins on them.
Yes, good. So we've got a bit to cover. Like I said, Festival of the Lost is back, which is our favorite time of the year. It's our Christmas. It's time for haunted sectors and headless ones once again.
It's our favorite community event, I think.
Yeah. I did a little bit after work today, just to check like what updates there have been. It's pretty similar to last time with the haunted sectors and that, but they've done the like event card system that we saw in, what was the last one?
Solstice.
Yes.
Bonfires.
So, yeah, we've got all the challenges again, and the tickets, and all the upgrades, and unlocks, and they look pretty reasonable, pretty normal Festival of the Lost stuff. So I'm pretty excited to get through that. I've already purchased the Titan Mech Armor cosmetic set, because I'm a sucker for making my man look like a robot man.
Yes, I'm so excited to be a girl in a robot because as you and the rest of the fire team know, my favorite genre of anything is girl in robot.
Yes. But yeah, you haven't been able to get on yet, so we'll probably save like Festival of the Lost chat for next time. Because also I've only put in like an hour of time into it. So let's talk PAX.
That's that thing we went to.
The thing that we used to do every year, and then we took a few years off for reasons outside of our control. But we're back, baby.
We're back, baby.
And this is a weird thing, right? Because like you've worked at PAX for a while. I've worked every Oz show since 2014, and this is kind of the first one where I had like a decent sized group of people that I was excited to see at the show, right? Like previously I've known a handful of people, and then I meet people throughout the show just through working it. But this time it was like, you know, our Destiny group had kind of built up in a big way over the pandemic. Some of us had gotten real tight, and this was the first time in, you know, the 2 to 3 years that we've been hanging out, that we were all kind of in the same place.
Yeah, for some of us it was like, for some of us it was meeting for the first time. And then for others it was like seeing each other for the first time after like 3 years. I mean, one person came up very briefly during the brief border opening before it all reshut.
Yes.
And we went watch Spider-Man. But other than that, I hadn't seen any of you guys since 2019.
Yeah.
October 2019.
And that was basically when you and I met, was working together at PAX 2019.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, hey, my best friend's in town, we're going to hang out a bunch. It was really fucking hard to come out of that weekend and go back to work.
I had a cry when I got back on the train after seeing you to head back to my Airbnb in PAX. I was like, I had a suck.
Yeah, I had to take a half day off my first day back because I was just unable to concentrate because of the SADs.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a natural, it's a natural part of doing something like PAX and being around, some of my closest friends and like doing a bunch of shit that I love doing, just being excited and stimulated the entire time. And then it's all gone. Just within like a day, it's just gone.
It's so strange. You wake up without going into insider trading. You wake up on the Tuesday after you've done all your partying and the final like post PAX after party happens and you kind of wake up and you're like, well, shit.
Yeah.
Great.
And that's why it was actually really nice for like, we'd organized for you to come out to where I live and we went to get like a lunch at a cafe nearby. And
that was a feed. Holy shit. That was so good.
It's like giant bit of chicken inside a like, I don't know, brioche bun.
But it was just with schlaw.
Chicken.
Schlaw.
But that was like a nice little, it's like the equivalent of a nightcap, right? It's like a little bow on the end of like, it's not quite done, but it's definitely done.
Yeah.
But yeah.
A decompression session.
Just a little bit, yeah.
But it's fine. You guys, I'll see you guys again in a month.
That's it. I literally today booked my parking at the airport for when I'm coming up your way in a couple of weeks. And then we're going to go see Enter Shikari. And I'm just going to plan to bring like gym shorts and a t-shirt and like the shorts will have zip pockets so I can just go ham in the pit. Because I'm predicting a cathartic experience.
Yeah. And go to some breweries.
That's it. I've rented a car. We're just going to go do a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
It's going to be a time.
So good. But PAX was super great.
Yes.
And like, I loved reading on Twitter people talking about like, because like admittingly, Destiny has had a bit of an explosion over the pandemic. I know a lot of people who got back into Destiny because of the pandemic and because everything they were doing.
Also, it went free to play in that time.
Yeah. So like it did kind of take off a lot. You can actually see in the pandemic the way it took off. And there were a lot of stories and pictures going up of like fire teams meeting for the first time.
Well, when we went out to get chicken that night at Bell's Hot Chicken, we had what, 6 of us at that dinner?
Yeah, we had a raid.
Only one person in that group doesn't play Destiny. The other 5 of us have done raids together.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
But like seeing people who had met in like clan servers and LFGs and stuff finally meeting after 2 or 3 years.
We met
and like
up with
some of these are relationships.
Yeah, we met up with someone who lives in Melbourne who joined our clan like fairly recently and has done a couple of King's Falls with us. And it's like, oh shit, yeah, he also plays Magic the Gathering. So we're trying to like figure out some stuff there to like just actually hang out because he's a rad dude.
Yeah. And there's some homies in the clan or like outside the clan in the Destiny community and like friends of friends who travel who are just like, oh, well, shit, next time I'm up in Queensland, like, let's vibe. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's vibe.
Yeah.
So good. So that was really great, just seeing like all these people who have gone 2 or 3 years only knowing each other as their guardians and then seeing each other in person, just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You're real.
Yeah. And the like more general feeling I had was like, a lot of the big video game publishers weren't at the show. So obviously that means more local content is going to fill the gaps. And that, I don't know, like, yeah, it's been 3 years since we had a show, but it had a really like, I don't know, homegrown feel. Like it felt local. It didn't feel like, oh, this thing is from the States. It's like, no, this is an Australian show.
Well, Cult of the Lamb had a huge presence with Devolver.
I didn't get to the Devolver booth because I was just way too busy to get there. And I'm still annoyed about it.
Yeah, it was great. They had a couple of things and then they had like a shirt, a Devolver digital shirt and then a pin. But like Cult of the Lamb had their own little booth off to the side.
I still need to play that.
And I kept meaning to go and get merch, but I was just so busy. Or like it was like, okay, stand 45 minutes in line to get a shirt and a plushie.
Yeah.
or go for a beer with the homies. I was
well,
like,
that's it. Like
then most of their stuff's online anyway. Like
Yeah.
it's just all sold out at the moment because of the show. So it's like it's one of those things. But
Yeah.
it was amazing to see them there. The team who did Unpacking, which are a Brisbane team.
Yeah. I wish I wanted to go see them as well, but
got to chat to one of those team members. They are from actually fairly close to where I lived and raised. So, you know, they were just hanging out and I was just like, oh my God, I love Unpacking. I like all the hints to Brisbane in Unpacking. I'm from Brisbane. And they were like, holy shit, where are you from? And then we had a conversation and they were like, oh fuck, I actually grew up super close to that.
Right.
And went to the same uni and I go to all the same bars. Here's my Twitter. If I see you out and about or you're out and about, let's go get another beer. Cause like, hell yeah, Brisbane. And I was like,
nice.
Super cool.
Yeah. It just, like, I know the tagline of PAX every year is welcome home, but like, it really felt like it, you know? It was like,
yeah,
you're not just walking to a room and having like giant companies yelling at you. It's like, oh, here's all these games from like around the corner. And any time that I wasn't inside the show, I was at a nearby bar catching up with friends. Like, that was kind of my routine, was like work, finish, go get a beer, maybe go hang out, maybe get some dinner, go home to sleep.
Yeah.
And that's what the show is for me now at this point, right? Like, I've done, I mean, this was my 7th show working it. Like, my relationship to the show has changed. It's more about like social connections and helping people enjoy the show as part of the work we do. But it's not so much about like going to actually see things at the show, unless it's like I would have loved to go see Devolver and Unpacking, but like I just didn't have the time, and the time I did have was prioritized differently. But
yeah,
that's more what it is for me.
It's become the same for me, and actually talking to a lot of friends who went, and a lot of people who went, now that we're all getting older, it seems like that's the general consensus. The show is just like, okay, cool, let's go check out the expo floor. There's a panel here or there I want to catch, but for the most part, it's socializing.
Yeah.
It's hanging out with friends. It's going to the bars in the area and then going back to the show if you're not working.
Yeah, or going to like the free play area and just like playing a game with the homies.
Yeah, or like the tabletop area, and testing a new board game with a bunch of friends, like, or playing Magic.
Yeah. Which we actually didn't do. We had so many plans within a group of like 6 of us to go play Magic while we're at the show, and then we were all just way too fucking tired every time we tried to do it.
Never ended up learning how to play Magic.
It's all right. I'll bring some decks up in a couple of weeks, and there'll
just
be
us in the middle
of
the Shikari pit, just tapping lands and stuff.
Can't do that. Some of my decks are worth hundreds of dollars. I will not do that.
I don't know. I reckon Rory C would spot it and be like, yes.
He might be into it. Yeah, get like a table that's on a like harness, so it's sitting out from like your waist, and then just be playing on that. Or get like a really valuable card like encased in a plastic.
Do a Logan
necklace.
Paul?
Yeah.
Swag out with a fucking, what is it, the Lotus?
Yeah, Black Lotus.
Yeah.
No way would I have one of those. They're like tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. PAX is really good.
Yeah.
I was in the same boat where I think we had this conversation prior to PAX or post PAX, where I was like, my main concerns at the show is now like, yeah, I'll check out Expo floor. Whatever. When the AAAs were there, or games I was really keen on were there, like I'd go check them out. You know, last 2019 was Death Stranding and Medieval.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time at the Sony booth yelling. Ended up in an ad.
Oops.
But mostly my concerns this year were seeing the homies and then creating a good show for the attendees. And then maybe even creating the next generation of enforcers. So, you know, plenty of teenagers and plenty of kids. Like, I don't know. For some reason, I'm approachable. I look at myself and don't know how.
Fucking goblin running around the show floor, just like
screaming. Pretending every time you'd walk over, pretending to like beat you up.
Yeah.
Doing like the goblin, like.
Yeah, really confusing for a lot of people.
Dancing to Just Dance, not being on the Just Dance stage, just dancing.
Yeah.
You know, and still having people like kids approach me and be like, "How do I get a job at PAX?" Like, wow. Me being like, "Hey, be cool."
Yeah, basically,
be
just don't be
18, be
don't be a
cool.
shithead. The job is not hard.
Yeah, be 18, be cool, like video games. That's the criteria.
Or any kind of gaming.
Yeah, actually.
Do whatever. Be way into cosplay or something.
Oh, speaking of cosplay, I was about to say the best part of enforcing is getting to see all the cosplay that comes through.
Yeah, because you just have to basically stand in one area and they're just walking through. And
the area we work in gets used a lot for photo shoots as well. Yes. So people come through to head to areas for photo shoots or do photo shoots in that area because there's
a lot of space, a lot of light.
A bit of like, and also a big steel decorative wall that looks futuristic on one side of where we work. So out the front where I worked, I quite often saw Cyberpunk, Halo, Destiny cosplayers because they were all using that wall for photo shoots.
Yeah, there was this one guy that I saw. It was Friday, like late morning. He was just like standing next to like a big show map, just kind of hanging out, talking to a couple people. And he was wearing fucking head to toe Trials of Osiris armor.
Old school Trials armor too. Like OG Trials armor. I was like, oh, that sent me back in time.
All I saw was like black and gold, and then like just on like mid chest was the trial. It was like this gold plate with the Trials symbol. And I was just like walking through on shift, just like caught his eye. I was like, hey man, that is a fucking sick outfit. And he just like, oh, like surprised someone noticed. But I'm like, no, come on, man. That is next level shit.
I saw a human, won't assume gender, but they were femme presenting. I saw them in oh man, what is the name of it? Starfire Protocol.
Oh damn.
And like the full thing, like Starfire Protocol. Didn't see what boots they had on, but so just like basically basically like Solar Warlock.
Yeah, and then there was some, and like we meant to go to this, but like missed it completely. There was some community meetup on Saturday night at a bar right next to the convention center, and I think we got there. It was probably like 9 or 10, so we had well and truly missed the event. But it was just like open bar at that point. Open bar is the wrong phrase, but like there was no event. It was just you can go to the bar now. And I kept seeing people in fucking raid jackets. I'm like, okay, yeah, these are my people.
Yeah.
Dude, a Garden of Salvation raid jacket. Like, can you imagine doing that shit week one? No.
That guy was staying in our building for our Airbnb, and I caught him in the elevator on the last day. And I was like, that is a fucking sick jacket. Yeah. And then he saw my ring and he's like, Vogue? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, Vogue ring. I've got the Sunset Slam ring upstairs too. Afraid to wear it because I'm worried I'll break it. And he goes, yeah, I'm worried I'm going to break mine too because of the sword. And we had a conversation about that. And then I was wearing my Europa boots, and he's like, you got the Palladiums, and then we were like geeking out over that because he had the Braytech, the moon boots, and we just spent like the entire elevator ride home, down, just being like fucking Bungie makes dope merch.
And this is the thing that I've always appreciated, right? Like, to people that know what it is, it's both sick and a signal of like, hey, I've done this thing in the game and you know what this means, and we have this like secret language almost. But if you don't play Destiny, you're not familiar with it, it just looks good. Like, it's just good looking merch, good looking apparel. And you're just like, hey man, nice jacket. You're like, you have no idea how fucking hard it was for me to get this.
You don't know how many swears I said trying to get this.
Yes, exactly. I did 9 hours in a raid for this jacket, and then I spent the like $200 or whatever it cost to get it. But
yeah, that's the fun part. I had my 30th anniversary crop hoodie on, and people would see it and be like,
yeah. There's someone
I spent $60.
There's someone I saw, like, I don't know, pre-show, like during setup, just wearing it was the Braytech werewolf long sleeve tee from like a old Festival of the Lost from like, I don't know, 2016 or some shit. And it was like, I know that shirt. And they were just like, oh shit. It just becomes this like little nod and a wink situation of like, oh, you play too, do you? I'm like, yeah, look at these rings I'm wearing.
Just like this secret, like, it's almost like a club where it's like,
Yeah, it is. But yeah.
Oh, that reminds me of, I sent it to our fire team. The sick as fuck Aramis cosplay that I caught.
Yeah.
It's so dope.
Yeah, like fucking looked true
with
to
a
life.
Lord of Wolves.
Oh, can't have that now. It's banned. Well, it's been disabled this week.
It's been discombobulated. Yeah, it's so dope. Light up eyes, light up like all the armor pieces lit up. They had it rigged so when they bent their fingers in their real hand, the fingers in the
moved?
they moved as well. And he was explaining basically instead of fishing wire to the wrist like most people do for their elixir, he does 4 separate fishing wires.
Damn.
And then there's 3D printed articulated joints in the hand. So it's light, but it also moves almost like a hand when he moves his hand.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that stuff is wild. Like, I do not have the, I don't know, time or patience to try and get into cosplay, but I've looked at enough of it to understand just how much fucking work and weird materials and techniques go into it. Like, I was buying some, so like I've got this desk mat situation here on my desk, and what I need is like a 2 or 3 mil layer of foam under it to like level some stuff out. And the best place to get that is EVA foam from cosplay stores, essentially, or for hobby stores. And then just like poking around the website when I was buying that, I was like, oh, look at all this weird shit that people are buying just to make costumes.
Like Warbler, the lights, the strip LEDs that are very expensive but work very well.
Yeah.
Man, I'll have to see if I can find photos, but I have a feeling they're all on my old Facebook. I used to be part of a Destiny 1 cosplay group. And that was definitely a labor of love. Thankfully, I earned a lot in my hospo job at the time, so money wasn't a problem. But I could see if you were working min wage and paying rent and doing all that, how building a cosplay could take you a couple of years to get it done. Because
and they do.
when I was doing it, it was pre the ease of access for 3D printing that we have now. Like you can buy a 3D printer for $200-$300 now, and
or not even that. Like you can just go and like essentially pay for the usage of someone else's printer, like as a service.
So 3D printing's really changed the game with cosplay. Like the Aramis cosplayer was explaining to me, like a lot of the Lord of Wolves components were 3D printed. A lot of the stasis spikes on the collar were 3D printed, and then the rest was Warbler and EVA foam.
Someone at some point has to go the other end of that spectrum, which is I got this gun from Meta Guns, the guy in Russia who builds them like 1-to-1 scale, true to life out of metal.
Oh, the dream. There's so many of those guns he makes that I want to wall mount.
I would love one of those sunshots, just this giant fucking cannon. One of my favorite guns. God.
So my Warlock, my D1 Warlock cosplay was pretty much all foam, which looks great in photos, but when you're walking around, isn't that great because you've got squishy armor.
Yeah, and you can get like
so it was
hard
before kind of
stuff, but still, it's not quite the same.
Expensive. Yeah. So it was pre that, and now you've got people making fiberglass armor. And like PVC and acrylic armor and like resin 3D printing, which someone was telling me about on their cosplay. There was an Elden Ring cosplay, and like a lot of her accessories, she was like, oh yeah, these are resin 3D printed. I've got a resin printer. I'm like, a fucking resin printer? Excuse me?
Yeah, those are the ones that'll gas you out and kill you if you're not careful.
Yeah. And like some of the people who competed in the cosplay competition, they use all that kind of machinery. So they've got studios dedicated just to building cosplay or workshops.
I mean, I saw someone walking around like a full xenomorph alien outfit, and this was before they had set the whole thing up, and there was someone walking behind them with the detachable tail in a custom-made wooden carry arrangement. And I was looking at it, I was like, okay, not only have you built this incredibly sick costume, you've built the stuff to like transport it in and protect it. And man, that stuff is nuts.
Yeah, there was a reason my Warlock cosplay lived in Victoria with the guy who helped me build it.
Yeah.
It was because it was just not worth trying to transport it home on a plane.
No, not at all. You don't want to trust them with that. I did see, and this is probably not going to be an expensive cosplay, a Badman Vegeta cosplay, but he had like big hair wig situation going on. It was like proper up Dragon Ball Z hair. The pink, I saw the hair and a pink shirt, and I was like, I hope that says Badman on the back, and it fucking did. But by then he's walking away from me, his back's to me. I can't run up and be like, yo.
I did. That's how I got the Aramis cosplayer. I like sprinted after him and I was like, holy shit.
I should have just walked up to him and be like, hey bro, do you like Fortnite? I've got it.
Start gritty at him.
Just start flossing in front of him. Like,
Orange Justice in front of him. No, I chased after the Aramis. I would have looked like a psycho in my PAX uniform, just being like, hey, you! Your cosplay's amazing. Can I please take a picture of it?
Yes.
I saw a drifter as well. There was a drifter too.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you telling me
he was super cool.
Yeah.
He smelled good.
Okay.
I was like, your cosplay's
not correct, but thank you for showering.
I came up and I was like, your drifter cosplay is fucking amazing, dude. And he was like, you're one of the few people so far who knows who this is. And
yeah,
then,
you don't just look like a weird little rat man.
Yeah, consensually pulled me in. He's like, dude, that's so cool. And like pulled me in for like a bro hug that I recognized him. And I was like, oh, the drifter smells better than I thought. And he was like, what? I was like, my fire team and I have this theory that the drifter smells like old, like thrift clothes. Like when you leave clothes in the washing machine for too long. And he stood there. And it's just so funny to watch the drifter go, I think you're right, actually. Yeah. I think he would smell damp. And his partner just be like, oh my God, he would stink, wouldn't he? Yeah. Look at him. Yeah. And he's like, I'm not going to make that game accurate. No. He's like, I'm not going to smell like damp, but thank you.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those Destiny moments where I was like, yeah, he would stink, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Jermaine.
Just this surreal moment of like just this fucking drifter standing in front of you.
The first
pondering if the drifter would stink.
First four letters of his name are Germ.
Yeah. And then finding out that the Aramis cosplay is like a famous Varix cosplayer who I used to follow on like Twitter and Tumblr back in the day.
Yeah.
And have him, I used to cosplay Varix. I was like, you weren't this Varix, were you? And he was like, yeah. I was like, I have a picture with you in like 2015, 2016. Like,
you and me go way back, apparently.
I was like, yeah, there was a huge Destiny cosplay group on PAX, and he was like, yeah, I was Varix. I was like, shit. Like, I was a short little fat warlock with a shaved head. Like, probably don't remember me. I was 20 kilos heavier and shaved my head for the cosplay, so.
Damn, that's a look.
I was committed to looking like my warlock, so I shaved my head.
That's so good.
Man, Destiny community is so rad.
Yeah,
it's so nice seeing like some of these cosplayers in person.
Yeah, and I didn't see them, but they're apparently...
And content creators too.
Yeah,
I bumped into a few of my favorite content creators.
Right. But yeah, there was apparently a Savathun cosplay getting around that was pretty good, but I didn't actually see that one.
They were one of the competitors from the cosplay Cosmodrome.
Oh, right.
That was the Aussie competitor, Danielle.
Yeah, cool. Okay. That name I know. But yeah, I didn't see it. All I heard was that it's a massive costume and it was getting in the way somewhere.
They had to open both expo doors for her to enter the expo hall at one point. They also had to open like both theater doors for her to get through at one point for something. They did a cosplay panel.
Right, okay.
And in order for her to bring her costume in, they had to open both the theater doors for her to get through.
Just too bad.
Because she did the wings as well, so.
Just tuck them in.
But she looked incredible. Yeah. Like the cosplay up close is just
detail
beautiful.
On those things is crazy.
So cool. So unbelievably cool.
Yes. I think that's kind of it for PAX, right? Like,
Yeah.
everything other than that is like way too specific about what we do there.
Yeah. I know there was a Destiny ANZ community run by Bungie that event that happened on the Friday night.
No, there was one Thursday night, but we were
that
doing
was it, yeah.
we were doing work stuff, and then the Saturday one was like, it was hosted by this group called Ghost, which I think stands for Guardians Hosting Offline Social Things, which is a great
something
name,
like that.
but I've never heard of them before. So maybe we'll have to keep an eye out, see if there's more of those around. But
yeah, I know they do some of them. Sometimes they do smaller state ones. So I'm going to hold out and see if they do something for Queensland, because that could be fun. Yeah. Could meet new people.
That's it. Maybe we can have them join a clan.
Give little forehead kisses.
That's it. That's the price of entry. Receive this
little
kiss.
Forehead kiss. Consensually.
Yes. Yeah.
That was basically it. Us screaming about PAX.
Yeah.
That's all we did really in the last fortnight was PAX and depression. And then I got sick.
Yeah, I have not played a lot of Destiny in the last 2 weeks. So like my summary of the last bit of the seasonal story is they got all the jars. They got all the jam. I don't think anything's happened just yet. I haven't read the lore. I barely paid attention when I ran through the last one.
I think it's mostly just at this point, it's Aramis, Ido, and Mithrax squabbling over whether they should open the jars or not.
Yeah, that's kind of the feeling I get. And the Drift is just in there being like, I don't know, man, let's fucking open him, dickhead.
He's just like, hey, dude.
Hey, I'm Jermaine.
You know, this shit's kind of fucked, but I mean, if you want to open it, each to their own. Yeah. It's pretty much the Drifter's vibe.
Yeah, Nezarec was only the, harbinger of the first collapse. Like, we don't need to do that again.
He only, fucked shit for everyone.
Yeah.
We got a cool stick out of him, though. That's pretty neat.
That's true.
And a cool helmet.
Well, you do, as a warlock. Yeah, and I think Delicate Tomb, the current season pass exotic, I think that's related to Nezarec somehow.
There's a lot of theories around that gun because of the iconography on the gun. The fact it's called Delicate Tomb.
Yes, and the fact that the tomb apparently is 8 jars full of Horcrux jam, and we're just going to crack them open and slam it back together. Like, what are we doing here?
Just cursed jam.
Yeah.
Put him in the Nezarec Vitamix.
Put that motherfucker in timeout. What are we doing?
Put him in the Nezarec waffle maker.
Oh.
Ding.
Yeah,
surprise, it's a curse. There's also a lot of theories that he's going to come back and not be a disciple of the Witness, and he'd be like, actually, no.
Yeah.
I don't think I will. You kind of suck.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah. I feel like, and it's been a while since I've watched any kind of lore video for Destiny because I haven't felt the need, but this time I feel like I've missed something. I feel like I've just not quite paid attention to the story as it's come out because the last 2 seasons have been brutal, and this season it's like, haha, pirates. I want to just do haha, pirates. I don't want to think about potential world-ending storylines. So yeah, maybe I'll go watch a recap of all of that stuff. Maybe that'll help. Maybe there actually is not a lot of information and it is a cliffhanger and there will be more to come. But for now, it's a bit of a cliffhanger. From memory, it's a lot of Aramis being like, hey, Mithrax, you can't be trusted because you've been here and you've done this before and it didn't end well. And it was kind of stuff of Aramis being like, Ido could reach her full potential, but you've now got in the way of this. Like, who? What? What is Ido up to? Yeah, and then also Mithrax being like, hey, you're right. I did do that shit, but I'm a changed man. Here's my twit longer about how I'm a better person since then. I didn't slice that head off, but I fucking could have. And then Ido being like, hey, yo, dad, what the fuck? Hey, yo, dad, you toxic. I'm going to write my own twit longer. I'm going to call you out. She's like, this is not good, but also maybe I want to look at the jam. Hey, yo, I don't want to touch it. I just want to look at it. Hey, yo, dad, did you used to work for Rooster Teeth and you're keeping that awful quiet? Oh, shit.
Mr. Axe's apology letter is just him apologizing for working at Rooster Teeth. Shit.
Spicy. But yeah, I need a refresher on the story before we get to the next season. But I'm not going to do that.
has done a few good. Just to blow smoke up another. Oh, I think it's Mylin again, to be honest. But to blow smoke up Mylin, and then also the Destiny Down Under podcast. They've done some really great recaps of it as well.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Plenty of banter.
Yeah, I want the equivalent of last time on Dragon Ball Z, like the very snappy recap of like, here's actually what the season story was about.
Yeah.
Just give it to me in like 5 to 10 minutes. I don't need half an hour of lore about a gun. I just need you to tell me what the fuck the season is about, because I'm just doing pirate stuff.
Mylin's also really good because like when he does a conspiracy theory, he'll also be like, hey, and here's how we got here. Not just, we think it's this because of this. He's like, here's all the evidence as to why I think it's like this.
Yes, and not
do
just,
what you will with that information.
Not just, I think it's this, so therefore it will be this, and anything other than this will make me irrationally angry. It's like, well, here's the logic, but also like it could just be something else that we've missed. Like,
yeah,
that's the attitude you should have.
Yeah, it's been an interesting season. Now it's time to get weird and spooky.
Yes, I'm ready for headless ones.
Weird and spooky.
The thing I've already found, which I think was an issue last time, is like with the haunted lost sectors, you kill 10 of the headless ones, and then the boss that like gets you to the boss, right? But if you kill 10 headless ones and there's still a minute or two left on the timer, nothing happens for that time. You just have to kind of stand around and wait, which is a bit annoying. And it's happened every run I've done because we're so powerful now, and we're just like knocking them down and then standing around for 90 seconds, or like running around and picking up candy, and that's like all you can do.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll fix it because it's like, it's a 3-week event and it's really not that big of a deal. It's just kind of annoying.
Yeah. I didn't get to see because all of it rolled out while we were at PAX. Well, all the announcements rolled out while we were at PAX and while I've been sick. So a lot of sleeping, not a lot of Destiny.
Yeah.
That PAX play got me good. Is there a title other than Reveler?
Yes, there is a event seal. I believe the title is Ghostwriter.
That's fun.
It's pretty
good.
I
might try and do it. I don't think I will, just like, based on how much I can play.
If you're trying to get enough of the triumphs to tick the box for Reveler, you'll get most of the way to it anyway.
Yeah.
It seems pretty achievable from what I've looked at, but I haven't looked super closely. But you know me, I'm a sucker for those seals and titles and then the associated pins that you can buy from the store when you unlock them.
Yeah. Oh, this Festival of the Lost merch, though.
Well, also, like, not all of the stuff that they've released this week is specifically Festival of the Lost. There's one thing in there which is like an art book for exotic weapons, and I am lusting over that thing. It is real pretty because it's not just D2. It says Destiny, so like, how far back are we going? I want to know, but also I like those kind of books.
I really like the ghost they released.
Oh, the like advent calendar.
It's an
ghost
advent calendar where you put a ghost together and he's made of gingerbread.
Yeah.
Or not real gingerbread, but like, oh my God, if I had the money.
Yeah, it's very funny.
It's so sweet. Yeah. And then once it's completed, you can like store it.
Yeah.
And just have it be a Christmas decoration.
Put it in a massive snow globe somehow.
Yeah. Or like it's got a stick on the bottom of it, so you could theoretically also put it on the top of your tree.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm thinking.
Yes.
I'm like, bruh, I want that just so I can make it my tree topper.
Are they like shipping that out now? They would have to be, right, for you to be able to get it in time for the holidays.
In time, it looks like there's no pre-order on it.
Okay.
It's just in stock, ready to ship.
Great, yeah. So you'd want to be ordering that basically now to have any hopes of it getting here in time.
My birthday's next week and people keep asking what I want.
Bingo, done.
I keep asking for this and then I end up with multiple, like my Lixney babies.
Yes, that's the play. Tell
strat.
many people.
Other than that, the headless one t-shirt is fucking dope.
It's just got like purple eyes on a black shirt.
It just looks like a spooky Halloween t-shirt, but if you're a Destiny player, you're like.
Also, a lot of their shirts will have the tricorn logo just on the back of the neck.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, like a lot of people don't know what that tricorn is unless you're into Destiny or a gamer.
Or
but
Bungie generally.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's super fucking dope.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit. I want the gingerbread ghost and the shirt, and the pin is nice too.
Which pin?
There's the
seal pin.
Ghost Rider seal.
Yeah.
With the triangle with the eye in it.
The Festival
so sick.
of the Lost art on a pin.
Yeah, it's so nice. Shit. God damn it. Why am I broke? Shit. Why am I broke? Yeah,
you're broke.
So
I
dope.
paid a fucking speeding ticket today, so that didn't help. I got paid and then it was like, oh, I need to spend this much money on a speeding ticket. Oops, there goes fun money.
Like you got that ticket when I was there and you were just like, oh, a speeding ticket. And your partner's like, oh, what did you? And you're like, I know what I did.
Yeah, I knew it was.
I know exactly where I got clocked.
I knew it was coming because I saw the camera flash. It was late at night.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
being an adult.
With. Yeah. Demerit points. Fucking sick. But yes, Festival of the Lost. We'll have more next week about that. Or next time. Because I can't guarantee that you and I will be healthy and free. That seems to be what gets us, is one or both of those things will fucking be wrong.
Fucking, if I don't get over whatever this PAX box is by next week, I'm going to be concerned.
Yeah. Yeah, you should probably talk to a doctor.
I've been twice.
Okay.
First round of antibiotics made me worse.
Fun.
Because lupus life, where sometimes antibiotics just make you sick. And then the second lot is specifically for airborne pathogens, so to try and cover my bases and make sure it's not like a chest infection.
I hate those.
And then if that's not working, I'll go on I nearly said in vitro, but that's not the word. IV antibiotics.
Right.
Just blast my system. Because I've had pneumonia before and I do not want it again. And since I've had COVID like 3 times, they're a little bit worried about my lungs. So
I think that's fair. I think that's probably good cause for
pretty
concern.
Sick and neat and cool.
Yeah, are you ready to fucking throw elbows in a mosh pit in 2 weeks? Because it sure sounds like you're not.
I should be good. I'm eating my vegetables and my vitamin. Like I'm eating my fruit and veggies.
Yes.
I'm eating nice and clean and healthy, drinking a shitload of water.
Yes.
I'm on my antibiotics.
Actually, that's a thought I've just had. Like last time we did one of these, we were talking about like recording video and shit during PAX and then doing something with it. We fucking just didn't. We had no time.
Oh,
you got bits and
videos
pieces
of us drinking.
Yeah, but like
and dancing. That was about it.
Not much more than just like video clips to set to a piece of music for a Instagram reel.
Yeah. I was only taking like 6-second to 1 or 2 minute videos every time I had my camera on.
Yeah.
But I was also trying to focus on like being there in the moment as well too. But like part of me I'd see you and the boys from the fire team like standing at the table joking with each other and bullying each other and stuff. And I'd just be like, tee hee hee hee.
Yeah, I saw some of those clips and I was just like, oh, I didn't even realize this was being recorded. And I'm watching myself and I'm like, okay, I don't look like a total fuckhead.
Fuck your consent. No, I tried my best to make every clip available to edit. People actually looking good in it.
Yeah.
Or having a fun time.
Yeah.
Nothing inappropriate.
That they were all bangers, can confirm. But yeah, I think I'll like when I come up to Brisbane in a couple of weeks, I'll probably bring the equipment with me because we'll have a lot more time to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But again, no promises because it's homie time.
It's homie time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's story time.
Yes.
We're about to get political in the pit.
Yes. Final thing, I guess, for this week. Let's have a scallywag check-in because it seems like you've been putting in the work.
Yeah. I am 2 out of 10. I have...
Wait, 2 out of 10?
2 left out of 10.
Right. I was going to say,
so
like,
I'm 8 out of 10, 2
out of
left.
10, what have you
I
been up to?
combined 2 explanations. 8 out of 10, 2 left. I have the helm upgrades.
Oh, yeah.
I have 6 more of those to get and 1 more red border pattern, and then I'm done.
Shit.
I'm a
so you've done the ruffians.
Uh-huh.
That to me is the hardest one because motherfuckers are idiots.
I had the Wednesday and the Thursday off after PAX, and I was sick. So I sat here in a flu-induced haze and played easily about 10 hours of expeditions and cat crashes. God. Because I'd run out of map coordinates and map pieces and have to go do cat crashes.
You gotta do that loop, yeah.
And then I'd get through those and then accidentally do a triumph by doing the cat crashes. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yep.
Going back in, doing them again, hoping that I get good people. There were a few times where I think people were trying to get ruffians, so they knew.
Yeah, so they're like extending it intentionally.
They would get like the treasure haul up to 30% and then leave it.
Right.
And then just go around killing ads. And I was like, I think these people know what's happening.
Yeah.
The other technique I used, and it's the only time I will grief anyone outside the fire team or the clan, was I was picking up the treasure and wanging it in the other direction.
Yeah, that's a very clear signal like, hey, we're not doing this right now.
Especially on like the Europa map where you can just wang it off a cliff.
Oh,
I'm like, get fucked.
Yeah.
There was a few where we did it with another fire team member who, after a couple of times of us throwing the treasure away, I think the blueberry caught on as to what we were doing. So he stopped depositing. Yeah. And then he also started wanging them off the map. So I don't know if he thought maybe we knew something.
That's what we're supposed to do.
Like he was like, oh, these guys obviously know something because they're both throwing these off the map. So he started throwing them off the map as well. And then the first ruffian spawned and we took it out. And then the second we had one of those, you know, the random instances where you get back-to-back ruffians.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then I watched this blueberry with his gun look at us and then look at ruffian and then run over towards the ruffian and kill it and then run like with us and then run back. And I was like, I think he's
learning.
So for like the second stop, he left them alone and was and I was like, oh, now that he's left them alone, we don't have to throw them away because he gets it.
Yeah.
And we turn around and he's wanging them away. So I think he thinks you have to throw the treasure away to get the ruffian.
Oh, that'd be great if he's now doing that in other instances.
he's griefing other people.
He gets reported for like sabotage.
But I knew he kind of caught onto it because when we got the ruffian at the second encounter, he started like crouch dancing, like excited, and then ran in and killed it. And I was like, I think this man's has figured it. Okay. Like, I think he's gone, oh shit, this is how we do it. Like maybe he also, but I'm going to feel so bad if he's loading into other encounters and he's throwing the treasure away and these blueberries is just like, what the fuck, dude?
They're stuck at like 5% deposited because this motherfucker's just hoiking them all out of the area.
Or he goes with homies and he's just wanging them away.
0%
and his homies like, bro,
garbage.
Bro, what are you doing? And him be like, well, there was these two blueberries the other night that were throwing them away.
Yeah. Because that was the other thing we did was like we had a fire team of 3 and we were just like, okay, we all are talking to each other. It's very easy to coordinate this. So if we get desperate towards the end of the season, we'll just do a big like sesh. Just like crack a beer and just like go get some ruffians.
Yeah, and I've got to do stuff to get the reputation, the compass in seasonal challenges to be able to upgrade that fucking thing. So the more expedition stuff I do, the closer I get to being able to upgrade that star chart.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm happy to do them too. And then the more activities I do, the more chances of red borders I get.
Very true.
That's why I've been doing master kit crashes with the team.
You can also focus the engrams at the star chart, and I think you get if you get the right upgrades, you get one guaranteed, like the first one per week is a red border.
Yeah.
So you can focus like individual weapons if you've got the resources.
This close to 2 different types of red border patterns dropping.
Yeah.
And I keep getting the submachine gun, which is a pattern I've already dropped, and the shotgun, which is a pattern I've already dropped. I keep getting red borders of those and not enough red borders of the heavy, and I think it's the fusion rifle?
Sure.
Or the sidearm. One of those two. So I'm getting real frustrated.
Yeah.
The boys copped an earful when I dropped another red border shotgun and just fucking launched into a 20-minute exploit. Like just, what is it? Bad words. Not exploitative. Expletive, that's it. Expletive laden rant about red borders, and now I'm gonna fucking punch someone.
Yes.
I was so pissed.
I mean, yeah, just focus the weapons, because even if you don't get the guaranteed red border, there's a chance you'll get one.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
But it costs resources that are kind of annoying to get, like the energy, whatever it's called, like
the umbral energy.
Yeah, that stuff is kind of annoying to get because it's slow to earn but fast to spend.
Yeah.
But if you've got it,
I'll get there, hopefully.
It's a good little
I got, what,
trick.
6 more weeks?
Is it?
5 more weeks.
Is that how long
I don't know.
Because the event's 3 weeks, and there's usually a couple of weeks after that before the next season.
So I think we've got 5-ish weeks.
I need to go check.
So as long as I knuckle down and keep doing very specific things and not getting distracted,
that's kind
I think I'll get it.
Yeah,
this is the only time my ADHD has hyper focused on something in Destiny this hard.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. The trap I'm trying to avoid. Like I got the dredging done real early, but now there's Scallywag I want to get. There's Ghost Rider, and then I reckon this season I'll get Iron Lord because Eruption's actually kind of fun and easy to get the triumphs for. But yeah, I just have to spin a few plates to make that work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll buy a bunch of pins because I know who I am. I keep getting emails from the Bungie store being like, hey, this shit's in production or this shit's shipped. So I'm like, okay, I'll see it in 2 months probably.
That's next PAX. We should just load up our lanyards with bongo pins. Yes, I know how big they are. I know.
No, maybe that's a back of the denim jacket, just all the way down the back. Be so heavy.
Recreate the Bungie 30th denim jacket for the Titan.
Yeah.
And then load it up with pins.
Yeah, I need to get a beta denim jacket and just cut the arms off and just do it to that.
Yeah,
make it look
and you can get
haggard.
rivets and stuff from Amazon. That's how I put spikes and rivets on all of my stuff. It's just Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, if you load up your lanyard, if I load up my lanyard with all my Bungie pins and stuff, I can finally be the Dark Soul boss I've always wanted to be.
Swing it around, just knock some kid out.
Whoa-dee-dee-doo.
Shit. All right, I'm feeling like I need to get out of here and eat something.
Yeah, I gotta feed my dog and then do some headless ones. Oh, that's not a good sentence.
No head.
No bitches.
So, yes, it's been another Erico Blueberry. My brain was just catching up to the words I was trying to get out of my mouth. Yeah, we'll be back next time, hopefully next week. But again, no promises. We are incredibly unpaid podcasters, and you don't pay us, so this is what you get. You get one every now and then.
There's a Ko-fi in my Twitter link.
Great. As long as one of us.
It's my birthday next week.
If one of us is getting paid, that makes me feel better. We'll see you next
Beer
time.
money.
Hit all the buttons, do all the things. Tell a friend. Probably, if they're into Destiny, that's a good call. If they're not, it's going to be a weird time. It's a bit of a weird watch if you have no idea what Destiny's about. You want to see us screaming about a bunch of proper nouns you don't understand? Well, we've got the show for you.
You like goblin women? Hey yo.
That's one of us. On that note, we're out of here. Bye.
Yeah. Tuck your homies in at the sleep-in. Bye.
Hit him with the honk shoe action.
Honk shoe, me action. You ain't hitting the homies with the honk shoe at the sleepover.
Hitting the whip? What is this?
Honk shoe.
Me.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.